morning, Wadsworth. I'm Janie Parrish from the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce. And today, well, first of all, you know I'm here with my fabulously gorgeous co-host, Michael Reynolds.
Good morning, Janie, and thank you as always.
Sure. I like to build you up for the weekend, bud. Yeah. So Michael is the president of the Wadsworth Chamber of Commerce, as well as the owner, he and his wife, Lisa, of Pine Valley Golf Club, which is just gorgeous.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I always like to say that Pine Valley Golf Club has truly ruined my social life.
Good, I'm just glad you didn't blame it on the Post newspapers. They didn't like that.
That too.
So we are going to have so much fun today because we are here with the fabulous Heather Taylor. So good morning,
Good
Heather.
morning.
So we have to. I want to tell the people in Wadsworth a little bit about Heather. We've been friends for a very long time, and when I first met you, Heather, well, you had worked at the Post newspaper
For 15 years, yeah.
15 years, and so a lot of people knew you in Wadsworth. Then you went to the Akron Chamber.
I did.
Yep. And so you're a chamber person.
A chamber made for life.
For
Yep.
life. Yep.
Yep.
Then you went to the Medina Chamber.
Yes.
And then to Summit Mall as the marketing director who likes shoes.
Shoes and purses and perfume and yeah.
Yeah, so that was a perfect job, but you decided to go out on your own.
I did.
You've got that spirit. Yeah.
Always have, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, what a brave leap. And your business is called GlitterGirl Media.
Yes.
Which you're very glittery.
Thank you. Always have something.
Yes. And your logo is amazing.
Thank you. My girlfriend Susan did that for me, and she goes, "Say no more. I know your vibe. I will create it for you."
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us how you decided to start GlitterGirl Media and what you do.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Well, working at the Greater Akron Chamber, I worked with a lot of small businesses that either had an awesome service, a great product, but had no idea how to push it out to the people that needed to see it. So the chamber was great, but it was only one avenue. So we looked at their business. It was when social media was just kind of getting to be the thing that you needed to be on. So I just learned, I took continuing ed, and I was constantly trying to keep up with social media trends just for our members, but quickly built a following of folks that I was doing that for, and I've been doing it for almost a decade. And now I have clients that are everything from a not-for-profit to an optometrist to an event planner to a psychic medium. So it can be literally from here to there. We come up with creative content, we have a conversation with our followers, and we're consistent about posting. So it's what I get to do every day. We were just checking our times on our phones, and it was pretty funny. I usually log 10 to 15 hours a day on my phone.
Wow.
So.
And it's not surprising you say that, because dealing with at the Post newspapers with so many small businesses like I do on a regular basis, the one thing you do tend to find is so many of them are wearing so many hats that things like advertising, marketing, social media marketing sort of fall by the way. They don't put sometimes the importance they should on it because they don't have time for it.
Well, or they don't like it.
Yeah, they don't.
Or
exactly.
they don't know what to do. It's maybe maybe they have time, but who knows? Google changed its analytics last year. Its algorithm last year over 400 times. That's more than once a day. So if this is not what you do, trying to figure out where to be, how often, what to say, what's a hashtag, all of that kind of stuff, they're just like, you know what? Do what you do, let me do what I do.
They're probably happy to see you come along.
Oh, they are. They're like, I didn't even know that people did this. Or they've gone to maybe a larger marketing firm that wants $1,500 to $2,000 a month.
Yeah, because it can be very pricey.
It can be, and you know how hard, getting them to even budget for advertising can be at times. So that's just completely out of the realm for them.
Right.
So.
And we just know that's where you're attracting your business.
Well, yeah, I focus on that
people.
1 to 10 employee business, just because they're generally the ones that need the help. They don't have a marketing department, and they've decided they don't want to be one. So
we were very lucky at the chamber because we hired Stephanie.
Oh, she's awesome.
She is awesome, but she understands social media.
Right.
But before that, it was me, hit and miss on Facebook. Instagram, no idea.
Oh, I finally drank the Kool-Aid. Yeah, I'm all in for Instagram.
Okay. And Twitter and tweeting and all that stuff, not a clue.
I will tell you, I tweet rarely, and my clients tweet rarely. It's kind of become the MySpace of social media that's kind of passé, unless there's a caveat. You are a business that deals a lot with the media because President Trump is on there a lot. The media tends to be there a lot. So if that's your wheelhouse, you do need to be there. I will tell you, I probably follow Donald Trump, Motley Crue, Foo Fighters, Michael Simon. Those are the 4 that I actually get to my phone. So I'm not using it for business at all.
That's quite a foursome.
It is. That'd be a great talk show, wouldn't it?
It would be.
I told you we were going to have fun.
So yeah, people want to know about it though. Do I need to be there? Should I be watching? How much time should I put toward that? So one of the services that I offer is doing a social media audit. I take a look at a client's current social media program. What platforms are they on? What are they posting? What does their interaction look like? Who are their top 3 competitors? And sometimes they don't know, which is funny to me. Go out and see what they're doing, what's working for them, where are the gaps, and where can we, look to structure and be more successful. So when they're done, they get a marketing plan. Here's how often you should post on this platform. Here's the kind of content you should use. Here are your top 30 hashtags, and you should use 30 hashtags on every Instagram post. And feel free, go forth and market. And they usually go, I believe every word. I'm not going to do it, so you do it.
How do you come up with 30 hashtags? For
Oh, I have tools that I go out and find the ones that are most populous, and then I do some that are just kind of fun to read. So, but it's really helped. I mean, it'll build following organically.
Oh my God.
Hashtag that's crazy.
Hashtag it's my money maker.
Hashtag I'm with you. But that is amazing because you know what? A lot of times, especially in a small businesses,
Sure.
and you don't have time to do it, marketing seems to go by the wayside if you don't have money for
Sure.
it. And marketing is so important in your business.
It is, and there
Yeah.
are rules per se. So people that, have that 5 seconds, I'm going to post something, it's going to be a commercial. It's going to be, come shop with me, come buy this, come use my service. And businesses only have permission to do that 20% of all of their marketing time on social media. So everybody thinks, if I'm on social media, it's a sales tool. It's not a sales tool. It's not a sales funnel. Don't fire your sales guy because you're using social media. But it's a legitimizing tool for many of these folks that they've got a website and they've got social media, and those are the things that as a consumer I go check before I do business with anyone. So I know Bids is open still because they're posting their flavors of the week. I know that this company is open because they have posted that they have a new employee. Whatever that looks like, I can see that they're still relevant, they're real, and that can oftentimes be the reason that people will pick up a phone and call them versus someone else.
So versus posting, come in for our Sunday special, buy this, post, here are the flavors of the week, it isn't considered a
Right. I
sales
mean,
pitch.
how special is a special if you're posting it every day? I mean,
Exactly.
by definition, it's not.
And people tune them out. when they
Sure,
do that too
but
much.
if they're doing philanthropy, if they come across a fun fact, anything that can start you've got to have a conversation. It can't just be, nobody watches a TV channel of 24/7 commercials. You turn it off. It's the same thing with social media. I will unfollow you if all you want to do is sell at me. And I'm designing my programs that they don't do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Very good.
We're learning a lot already. We're having a
Absolutely.
good time in
Yeah.
learning.
We might
a
need one
lot.
of those social media program for our show, right?
We might.
I know, but I would post you guys nonstop. So that I would go against every rule.
We're okay with that.
Most businesses are because they are in it and all they think is, I have to sell this. I have to sell this many tires.
Sure.
I need to get more foursomes out on the course. This is
Yeah.
what I have to do. But they don't realize that you can dribble it in, but don't open a fire hose.
So tell me, what made you make that leap?
Oh my goodness.
Because it's
It's been a
huge.
long time coming, and you
Okay.
and I even met because the first move that I made when I hung out my shingle was join 4 chambers in one day. I know how important it is. I know how effective it is. And Janie was my first phone call. I'm like, look, I think I'm going to do this. And you're like, I think you should. So I'd been doing it for long enough that I was actually at the point of you either need to cut it off and deal with the clients that you have, or if you're going to grow, you've got to make the jump. And you make the jump. We all take that leap of faith and do it. It's awful. It's awful. No safety net, just go. So luckily I have another side of my business called GlitterGirl Vinyl that I do personalized Starbucks cups, onesies, t-shirts that can kind of be a little bit of a safety net, but not enough that you're not nervous. So
Right.
yeah, I was lucky enough to have something else. But
Yeah.
I
yeah.
thought she was going to say she spins records, old vinyl as
Yeah.
a DJ or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
can you imagine? I would love that.
I would
Everybody
love
would hate
that,
my
too.
choices. I'm a metal girl, so it's a little, yeah.
I gather that from the Twitter.
Yeah.
But I have gone to see Barry Manilow and Kiss in the same week, so I can be diverse. We can
Yep,
maybe
you've
it's
always
another
been
avenue I
diverse.
need to
Yeah.
check out.
Now, when I first heard about you, and you were at the Akron Chamber at the time, and Dave Hopkins said to me, "You need to meet Heather Taylor. She's a spark plug."
Oh,
Isn't
is it a
that?
sparkly spark plug?
Yeah, it was
Okay,
a sparkly
perfect.
spark
Dave.
plug. So wasn't that so nice? I will never forget that. And then I met you at Cool Beans when they
Yes.
were opening.
Yes.
Yeah, in downtown Wadsworth.
And now we meet at Valley Cafe.
Yep.
And it's come full circle.
It has come full circle. Okay. So tell me, for example, I'm a small business.
Okay.
And I say, you know what, I know it's time
I
to
know I
get out
need
there.
something.
Yeah. So what do you do?
So I sit down, have a conversation with them.
Okay.
I try and set realistic expectations. I only want to work with somebody that realizes this is not a huge sales funnel for you. Yes, your phone will ring because of it, but this is not your sales platform.
Okay.
All that social media is designed to do, and I'm going to leave LinkedIn out of that group right now, is
Okay.
get people to your website. Get people
Okay.
to your website, because your website is the only thing that you have 100% control over. You can't control what Google does, what Facebook does, what Instagram does, but you can control what's on your website. So it really is just a funnel from these platforms to where they can reach you. LinkedIn's a little bit different because it's person to person, even
Okay.
though it's business to business. And LinkedIn is designed to take these people, I mean, we've all got LinkedIn, and what do we do with it? It's an electronic Rolodex. To take those folks that are our contacts and bring them into a real life conversation. Talk with them on the phone, have a Zoom meeting, whatever that looks like, meet for coffee, to take this nebulous group of folks that are prospects and bring them into the real life. So we do that. We go over what they've already done, what they hope to accomplish. Usually that takes some tweaking because I'm very honest with my clients about what can actually be done. And then we talk about the social media audit. Who are their competitors? You know, what kinds of things would they like to see on their platform that maybe they haven't had time for? My friend Jenny with She Did It videography helps me fill that gap. I don't do video myself, but if I have to pull her in, that's awesome. We collaborate really well. And folks need video on their social media because people pay attention. So if that's an aspect that they don't have, we bring her in and we set forth to put together that marketing plan and get them set up to where they need to be, either to take it on themselves and move forward marketing, or to bring me in as their social media manager, and I do it for them.
Now, let's say you go through this process, you do the audit, you analyze, here's recommendation. Give us a typical recommendation for a small business and what type of monthly cost they'd be looking at.
Depends on the company, how many times they're posting on which platforms. I'm going to say my average client posts on 2 platforms, generally Facebook and Instagram, depending on the business. Some do actually want you to post to either their LinkedIn profile, which is where I suggest, and we do a little bit of content on their business page. Generally posting no more than 3 to 4 times per week. Nobody needs to post 10 times a day or go Facebook Live 7 times a week. No one's that in. If Mark Zuckerberg did that, I would not pay attention. And he's the guru. So typically that's right around the $300 per month price point. I try and price it so that it's affordable for anyone to do. Some take more work than others. I will tell you, doing the social media audit for the psychic medium was the hardest audit I've ever had to do, because you cannot compare apples to apples. There's just such a vast array of people out there, and none of them have a really consistent message or website. It was very difficult to find, but we figured it out. We worked it all out, and she's been doing great. So typical advice for them is, be cognizant of how often you're posting a commercial. They will fight you. I get it though. I understand it, because I'm like, I want to talk about, this is exciting for me. You have to post from the reader's perspective, and that's probably my biggest piece of advice, is put yourself in the reader's shoes. You follow enough people on Facebook that you know what attracts you and what repels you. Don't do to them what you would not, it's the golden rule. Don't do to them what you would not do, want done to you. So we're very aware of that. We definitely use hashtags. We make sure that if they have things on their website that do need updated before we start funneling people there, that they take care of that. So it's comprehensive. It's a 360. Even though I don't do web, we make sure that they're in touch with their web designer and things like that. If there's graphics that they need me to use, I actually will make, we don't just use stock photos. We actually make graphics for their posts and things like that. I'm not a graphic artist by any stretch, but I've got enough tools that I can make a pretty picture. So I try and make sure that everything's sized correctly. I proofread all of their platforms to make sure that everything they have in there is spelled correctly.
Yes, that's important.
The resolution of the pictures. I mean, some things are fuzzy. If it's not a good looking message, but it's something that we want to put out, we'll just remake it. We'll make it look good. I looked at one gal's post, and she's actually a copy editor and proofreader, and one of her posts said the 2 most important words in proofreading are, and the 2 words were cut off. I'm like, wow. So I take screenshots. They get a whole report of everything that I found and what I suggest, and visual examples of how they can move forward by themselves if they want to, or this is what you can expect from me if we work with one another. So.
Wow, it's not surprising you say that about, I know most businesses would be that way doing it themselves.
Sure.
I'm going to put a new special every single hour on the hour, and you can always tell when someone's doing that, because you're right. You end up seeing 14 posts in a day from them about
sure.
and then basically what ends up happening is you sort of unfollow them. You just don't watch them anymore. You don't pay attention.
Well, yeah, watch their engagement. See how many people are, oh, that's fabulous. It tends to be, maybe it's 12 people, and then it's 9, and then it's 5, and you just watch Rome burn and sit back and say, please don't do that, or, and this is another caveat that I give to folks, and it's nothing against interns. Don't put an intern in charge of your marketing. Interns are awesome for what they are, but interns are there to learn from you, not you learn from them.
Good advice.
They're great at what they are really good at, but most of them are not sales or marketing trained. I've seen some pretty intense mistakes made, and I know that those folks use interns to post, and I will always be the nice guy. I'm never trying to be mean. If ever anyone gets a message from me, I'm like, go check that post, because I'd rather have you correct it than let it stand. So just be careful and make sure that if it is an intern that you choose, because everybody has free will, just make sure someone's there to oversee and make sure things are flowing the way they should.
Right.
It is certainly, like I said, so important to have someone edit or check those posts many times, because I can't tell you how many times you read something, I've read something and just cringe at what was written.
It's usually because the writer knows what was in their head to write. It just didn't come out that way, and I have done it myself. Sure. I'm guilty of it. But even with my clients, they get an actual spreadsheet of me before the posts go out, of content, web links, photos, everything that's going to go out, so that at least 2 of us have looked at it and can go, okay, yeah, that's great. And then I just take that information, copy paste, because I know it's all right, and we schedule it. So it's not just me looking at it, because I'm as guilty as the next guy of, I knew what that was supposed to say, but that's not actually what it says. That's how I read it. That's not what it says.
So give us a good example of something that, say, the chamber could post that wouldn't be selling, because we post about new members.
That's awesome. If you can put the attention on someone else, that is always a great way.
Okay.
If you partner with anyone on anything, if you do philanthropic work, absolutely. People are like, well, I don't want to, I'm not trying to take credit. Sometimes it's not a matter of taking credit. You may be teaching people about an organization they didn't even know about. Sure. I've made that mistake before. I don't want to tell people I volunteer at Stewart's Caring Place, and then a friend's father is suffering from cancer and goes, I wish there was some place he could get a massage. I've only worked there for 2 years. Why did I not tell you? So be aware to try and help either a fellow small business or a philanthropic organization to get information out. If there's a fun national holiday, those are always fun. I can tell you that Monday is Cherry Popsicle Day. I'm just saying, if you need a cooling, I'm giving you permission ahead of time. But just fun stuff, things that you would like to read or that you find interesting. Those, have you seen the WT facts? Those are awesome. Anything that you can just, it's something they can use in a coffee conversation. It can help them be a good networker. Any kind of information. You want to be a resource for your network, so make sure you're giving them content that they can take and benefit from. Not just, I wanted you to read. but I'm trying to help you, and I would love you to come back because I'm a resource.
Just so you know, if you're ever looking for someone to give credit to, we are always willing to take credit.
Well,
The Wadsworth Chamber said.
That's right.
That's a great lead. Yes.
Take it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So tell us about your community involvement too, because I know you're involved.
I am. So I work with Project EdBear, which is a all-volunteer, non-profit or 501c3 out of Akron that works with children to provide kids with cancer their wants and needs. It's an awesome organization, and they help people in I don't know how many counties, but anybody that can access children's. They do most of their work through children's. I always help them for their gala. It's an awesome organization, and now my son is doing it with me, so we're on the committee together.
That's great.
Gosh, I'm trying to think of where else I'm volunteering right now.
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Maybe you're going to spark something.
Well, I was thinking about your other involvement because this week I was invited to the from
yes.
The Akron Chamber, and Heather was there and was part of the program.
I'm the past chair, so that was fun. And I always try and donate a prize just so I can help out with the 50-50. So I'm active in the Wadsworth Chamber, go Grizzlies, Medina Chamber, Greater Akron Chamber, and Fair Lawn Chamber. I'm on their board. I belong to the KNOW, which is awesome. It stands for the Knowledgeable Network of Women. That's my favorite women's networking group. I just got on the committee for Empower through Medina Chamber, so I will be a part of that next year. I'm a member of National Sales and Marketing Executives. Tim Dimoff invited me to be a part of that. That's a great group. And I just joined Working Women Connection in Medina. So my dance card's full, and I love it. I mean, I have to be out there networking for my clients.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I would like to start a women's group
I would love to help.
through the chamber.
Yeah.
I think that would be great because when I went to the KNOW, I realized how important that is for women in business to touch base.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, and at all different levels of their career. People that
Yes.
are, career veterans and young professionals coming up through the ranks too. It's important. It's important to see women in those positions and learn to model and
Yes.
set goals that way. So.
Yeah, very much so. And you could see the mentorship going
Oh.
on. It was good.
It was awesome.
And the lunch was great too.
That was good, wasn't
That
it?
was
It
a
was
good
really
lunch.
good.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to take you up on that because I would love to start a women's
I would love
group.
to help. That would be great.
That would be really good. Yeah. So anyways, tell us, I want to hear a little bit about GlitterGirl, your vinyl.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
sorry.
that was just a side hustle that I had started years ago. A friend of mine was like, "You might have too much time on your hands. Here's a nice silhouette machine." So
Keep you off the
yeah,
streets.
keep me out of prison.
Yeah.
And so I started making just personalized Starbucks cups. And everybody's like, "Can you make shirts? Can you make shirts?" I'm like, So I bought a heat press, and now I can do T-shirts, onesies, and I'm that gal that you want to come to when you don't need 50 of a shirt, you need 2. Screen printing can be a little cost prohibitive at that level, but if you're only doing a couple, it's great. So this weekend I have a booth at Akron Pride, and I love rainbows, but I feel like I'm kind of ODing on rainbows right now. So it's going to be awesome. I've been looking forward to this, but this is showtime for that. So I've got odd mall shows. I just did a fair on the square in Medina.
Yep.
So all weekends are taken up with that, but it's awesome. I have an Etsy shop, and it's awesome.
Oh my.
Sounds like some show swag for us, some shirts and hats.
See?
I think
Yes.
that might work.
I'm thinking, because I do like glitter. The coffee cup that I got from Heather, it said, "My favorite color is glitter."
I don't know why I would have made that, but
Yeah.
And it was in margarita green. Is that-
I do have one that says this might be tequila. Could have been.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Now I know Janie's got to
you're
have
speaking our
Christmas
language.
coming up.
Okay,
Awesome.
so if someone wants to get in touch with you, how do they do it?
They can visit my website at glittergirlmedia.com, or they
Okay.
can visit my Etsy shop, which is etsy.com/shop/glittergirlvinyl. So
Okay. And on Wednesday, the 28th of August, you're going to be doing a business spotlight at the Wadsworth Chamber Luncheon.
I am. I'm very excited. I'm going to be rolling out. I got a new light up sign for my tables that'll be bright pink. So make sure you look for the Glitter Girl Media pink glittery sign.
I'll be standing right next to you. So
Hooray!
I'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see.
No,
it.
it'll be great.
Yeah.
So
But when people do the kind of business 101 and about standing out and doing the things, you've nailed it.
Yeah, you're the perfect example.
Well,
for
that's
that
awesome.
question.
So my favorite old sage, Loretta Lynn, said one time, if you want to stand out, you need to be first, best, or different. Well, I'm never going to be the first social media person. Best is subjective, because I'll tell you right now, my mom thinks I'm the best. Your mom thinks you're the
Yeah.
best, but I can always be different. And I do try and be that for me as well as for my clients.
And you show up. You show up in the community.
You've
You're
gotta be
telling me
there.
when my mom tells me I'm the best. She's not the,
I'm not saying
she's
she's
the only
wrong.
one.
Just saying. If she doesn't think that and she thinks I'm the best, there might be an issue.
There might be an issue, yeah. So you show up, we see you out in the community. Yeah, you're a Wadsworth girl.
I am.
Yeah.
Go Grizzlies. Grizzlies for life.
Yep, your son graduated from Wadsworth
He
High
did
School.
with honors.
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, time for mom brag, right?
Yeah.
And he's an awesome artist. He does spray painting. He has a business called Cantastic Creations. And when you see us at shows, we're usually right next to each other. So
That is so
So
nice.
what does he, when you say spray can, what does he paint? What
he
does it mean?
paints, generally it's canvases, but he also does like poster board, but he does celestial paintings. He will do Marvel paintings. He's done some awesome Thor and Captain America. He's just, I'm definitely not that artistic, so I'm just proud as can be. And I love sitting next to him when people don't know I'm his mom and listening to the feedback.
sure.
That's
Oh,
fun.
sure.
Yeah.
Well, amazingly, Heather, we are out of time. Can you believe that?
That does go fast.
It does go very fast. Well, you truly are an inspiration.
Well, thank you
You're
for
a good
that.
friend, truly an inspiration.
Right
And-
back at you.
Well, thank you. And if there were in the dictionary how to do this right, your picture would be right there.
And glittery.
And Mr. Webster would love it. Absolutely. So contact Heather at glittergirlmedia.com,
Got it.
and you'll be amazed at what she can do for your business. So sign us out, Michael.
Well, thank you again for all you do.
Thank you
Heather,
for having
and,
me here.
Look
I
forward to
appreciate
seeing
it.
you next week. In
I'll
the
see you
chamber.
there.
Have a great week, Wadsworth.